So I built this one a while ago. You can see that. There's a video series if you wanted to watch like 6 hours of footage. Nobody does. Thing about it is, it's just black on black, which is very nice looking in my humble opinion. Pretty good control layout. It's essentially a Strat that I designed for a friend of mine that I haven't talked to in over a year. But you got the first one. This is its brother, sister, sibling, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty good. Cheese out a little. Funny thing is these are kind of the same strings that were on it around that time, I believe. And it's the same one that I said, and I found this out, sincerely I found this out. You don't build a guitar with an Iroko neck. You can build it with an Iroko body. It's got all the right specs. All the right specs, and when I say all the right specs, I'm talking about Janka hardness, modulus of rupture, modulus of elasticity, all that kind of good stuff. And you can find all that kind of good stuff on the Wood database. So on paper, by the numbers, this should make a righteous piece of, neck material and fretboard material. And it's not so much the neck I have a problem with, it is the fretboard, because whether the modulus of elasticity or, how hard you can press down, this should be a Janka hardness question. It's good hardness. But when you press the frets in, it actually kind of deforms the board. Not in all places at all the right, at all times, but if you, give it the beans, a little lower here, a little lower there, a little lower there. And so you lose tons of fret height trying to get the stuff even. On a normal fretboard, even with something at 800 Janka hardness like Western Maple, or something 8 to 900 like Cherry, Walnut, none of those commodity woods have this problem. This is Japanese teak, and it does suffer from that. So at some point, I'm going to rebuild the neck. The other thing I really don't like the split inlays. Built this guitar, played on it for quite a bit, and I've realized that's really not for me. I don't like that. I like a symmetry. It's either all on one side or all on the other or in the middle or none. But none is preferred over everything. And so when I rebuild this, I'm going to build it without any. But it's a thing. The only other video I think I used it for, besides the Sabotage one, was I used it on two. I used it on Halloween's Eagle Fly Free, and what's the other one? Metalocalypse. That's it. Crush My Battle Opponent's Balls. That one was by, so that's, the one request and two non-requests. But, so I could still play this, but there is a deformation problem also with the neck. This is one of the reasons why I was thinking maybe I shouldn't make it out of a Iroko again. But if you do, just put something more solid in the middle, maybe a couple of pieces. Instead of making it a one-piece neck, make it a 2 or 3 piece neck. And use some alternating materials, alternate the wood a little bit, make it a little more stiff. I would have probably done a better job with it. But nevertheless, under tension of strings that I like 9.5, it deflects a little this way. So your action gets a little higher and higher as you go. Not very good. But it's still playable if you down tune. And so the Sabotage number that we're going to cover today a little bit, because I didn't make, you may have noticed this, but usually when I put out a cover nowadays, I also put out an instructional, for the guitar player who wants to know, here's how it's done. This song is pretty simple. I think most people can catch on just from the rhythms, the whole, you start out with that. And then there's the... And I am absolutely ass tonight. This is great. Then E, just chug away. So all that is you're bending from a B flat here on the 3rd fret to the B note, but you're doing it kind of slow after you already hit the E and the B strings open. A harmonic right about there. And that's also works later on. Any of those will do, but really you should try to strive for the note. So at any rate, and then you do it again. In the dark and bleeding, there's shadow, blah blah. C. But this is tuned to E flat and then some. So you take it down about 20 cents flat of E flat, and it's about 20 cents flat of E flat. Use your ears. There are several times where they just either chug on the E or have an open D, which is marvelous because that'll lead you right, of course, to the chorus. Several different ways of fretting that. But yeah, so maybe we should get going on this. See how much of it I remember from Friday. But yeah, the reason why I didn't put one up is because I kind of did it late Friday night for me. Got it up there Saturday, busy. With what? Well, I'll tell you. Only 2 days off this week after all. It's not Labor Day again. Would have liked another one, but no. No, we only get one. But yeah, so I went up to... I'll start from the beginning. So I really wanted this guitar. I didn't buy another one. But, so I really wanted this guitar. It was an SG from, well, it wasn't even a Gibson. It was an Epiphone SG, but it was from like American Music Supply, Sound, something like that. It was an exclusive from one of those guys. But it wasn't just any exclusive. The thing was purple. And it said it was, well, it didn't say anything. I had to look into it. It was the photos showed a very nice, like, Halloween purple. And I dig purple. But it was a nice bluish, very good kind of masculine purple. I like that very much. So, but Halloween. Screams Halloween. I don't have a purple guitar. I need a purple guitar. I have to do something with that. And I don't have an SG. Not anymore. Because a girl named Stephanie stole mine when I was 16. And that's not cool. And that's just the way things work, I guess. So, Stephanie, if you're out there, screw you. Yeah. If I can't have that guitar back, I'll take one in its stead, like that. So, going on with the story. Yeah, thanks for warning me you were just moving the next day to California. That's really cool. So, yeah, going on. And so, people can't borrow my guitars anymore. One of those fool me once type of things. Or at least I really don't like it when they do. So, yeah, okay. So, back to where I was going with this is I really wanted that guitar, but I was seeing more pictures of it online, and I'm looking at it going like, God dang, that's sparkly purple. That's just not purple. And you think the Kirk Hammett model ESP looks sparkly. No. This is like Miley Cyrus, sparkly. This is ridiculously sparkly. Twilight sparkly. And I'm kind of like turned off by that. And I keep looking at the photos of the SG itself that's for sale. I'm like, it doesn't look that sparkly. Zoom in enough, and it started to look pretty sparkly. I'm like, all right, I can't do it. I'm not buying that. And so out of the cart it went. And I was looking at it for like 2 weeks, something like that. And so disappointed, yes, but on the other hand, I decided to do something about it. Well, I got to have that purple, and I got to have it in a guitar that I don't currently possess. I don't want to refinish anything except for that one. Well, I put it away, but the one with the that I built last year with the holes kind of in it. So I got to refinish that at some point. But here's the thing. I decided that I'm going to build from scratch this time. Instead of rebuilding a Squire, I'm going to build a Strat. Because I haven't ever built a Strat. I've rebuilt, I've redesigned what I think a Strat should look like and play like. But I never did the other. And so I'm going to do that. I've built a Telly. I might as well build a Strat. So I'm building this out of wood that I bought on Saturday. And all the rest of the parts I kind of either have or they're on order now, and they should be here within a week or so, and then I can actually start committing to it. But you may be asking yourself, Kirk, are you going to use alder, sassafras? What kind of wood? Pine, maybe? That would be interesting. No. I'm going to use ash-bodied Strat. That's pretty, not necessarily common, but, it's acceptable to the Strat people. Well, I'm not necessarily a Strat people. And this is what I bought. I will show you. It's a thing. In the meantime, hang on with the Shadowcaster. And so the wood I bought was cut in a very specific place. And it's going to be a two-piece body because buying wood is one of those things where, you know, making it more than one piece is a thing. And I don't care what it looks like because, quite frankly, it's going to be painted. And what color? Purple. A nice purple. But it's basswood, also known as basswood, depending on who you are. So when they cut it, you can't see it. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe you can. Oh yeah, you totally can. It's on the other side over here. Asswood. Isn't that lovely? So the purple Strat that I'm going to be building is made of asswood. All I have to do is kind of highlight the template, you know, half the template, the Strat body. Cut it in half. Plain edge, make nice, glue together. Then after that, it's just a matter of time because really, getting that right, gluing it together, making the body blank, that's not even the hard part, but it's one of the harder parts. Until you get to the finishing or the neck. Then it's fiddly. And at some point, if you screw anything up, it's all over and you have to start from scratch. So let's... I haven't built a guitar from scratch in 2 years. I've started a few. Sorry, Bill. I haven't got that one done yet. But nevertheless, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I got to do this. I've got the paints here. I'm ready to go with that. I mean, I even give you the details here on, you know, the exact RGB color. Oh, what's this? Oh, Chris. Oh, love me some sweet potatoes. Ditto, man. Ditto. All right, and I think there's only one in Ditto, or one T that is in Ditto. So going to my own little thing here. What do I got going on there? Oh, did I not send that to myself? I'm such a smart guy. Yeah, well, at any rate, it's right. It matches the photos of the guitar that I was like, ooh, I gotta have. So, and that's all that matters. So. It's a semi-gloss, but I'm going to cover it in gloss. It should give it a depth, very nice. And I am going to paint it over black, so it's going to give it a little extra depth as well. You know, I don't want it to shine too brightly. It says it's lavender. It ain't lavender. It's Halloween purple. It's right. It's the right thing. Nice dark fretboard. Now, I picked Grenadillo for that, but I've become pretty prolific with staining. So I'm going to stain the Grenadillo, which sings fretboard, to a nice dark color. I'm considering no inlays. I'm just considering it. I might actually put them in. And the neck's going to be made out of cherry because I haven't made a cherry neck in a while. And dang it, I need a cherry neck. It'll suit. Also, I do tend to try to build my Strats a little differently. I have a 4-degree neck angle as opposed to, you know, Gibson's like 14 or 17. And Fender's no neck angle, or fretboard, or excuse me, headstock angle, because the headstock angle does matter. You just don't want an extreme one because that could cause binding. You want a nice little bit, just a good drop off the nut, and it is going to be a traditional nut like this. Probably going to be made out of the same stuff this is made out of, which is what is that? Bison horn, so buffalo horn. I'm not sure about the frets, though. I've got a bunch of regular fret material left. Not a huge amount, but enough. And I've got some other stuff left over, too, which is burning a hole in my pocket, so to speak. And it's stainless steel. That's going to wreck some of my tools, but oh well. I don't build guitars much anymore, so. But I do drink tea. So back to this. Oh, and I've been messing with the parametric EQ for a bit, so it's not exactly where I left it. So, sorry. It's a little more kind of bold, but it's good for the leads. See what I mean? Good for the leads. Anyway, as we are proceeding down this, after you do the chuggy chuggy to C, then Then comes the big hard part. So it's not exactly like that. It's so you're playing a big old D chord to an E chord, but this is the stacked fours that I was talking about last week. Let's make sure that that's E A, and then the D and G strings, but 5 and 7. We're going to stop there for a second because they play that twice in the song, and they play it differently both times. So the first one is buried in the ground, screams without a sound, burn the castle down. So the next. I think I might have to watch what I did again, but still, I'm pretty sure they just kind of hung out there for a while. But the next one, instead of doing the, it's so E, D, E, C. Then there's that really nice little acoustic part, which I played on a 12 string. I don't actually know if they played it on a 12 string or not. Oh, here's my kitty Addie. Hello, Addie girl. How's my sweet girl? Addie's a Torby. Addie is a corker. She has hella personality. She's my girl. And she wants to cuddle. And she's a jealous girl, too. If she wants to cuddle, it's cuddling time. So might have to take a minor break here just to pet this beautiful thing. She's the one that greets me every morning. Says it's breakfast time. She doesn't really meow. She kind of goes, hee. That's what she does. She's a sweet cat. She's been around here since 2019. She was rescued from somebody who had a trailer full of 50 cats. And when I say trailer, I'm talking about like a fifth wheel. So a little trailer full of 50 cats. Most of them were, I would say, irreparably damaged. In other words, they had some serious health issues, starvation, all that kind of stuff. And she made it. She was just about 6 months old by the time we took her home. And most of the other ones were adopted out of the bunch. My wife originally started out, I think, with 10 of them. A few of them had to be put down. Several others were adopted out. My kid adopted one of them. And we adopted Addie and Odie. Odie is an orange floofball, and he is lovely. But Addie's a very good girl. Love that cat. There's her tail. There's my girl. But yeah, meets me every morning. It's like, hee. Okay, kitty. Time to scratch her on the head. Time to get the clothes out of the closet. Open the closet. Just twist the knob, and she's already pushing it open. And she runs in, is all excited about it. It's a morning routines every day. She's excited, does clothes stuff, hee a few times. Pick her up, move her along. Okay, hit the bathroom, put the clothes in the bathroom. So we're moving along. Open the door to that. She opens the door for me, and runs in. Maybe gets up on the counter. Maybe gets up on the back of the toilet. She's all over the place. She always wants to get up with it. Oh, hey, Danny, I'm just talking about my cat here. How you doing, man? Did you catch the most recent cover? Granted, it's not very as I put it in the description. It's decidedly not thrash, but nevertheless, it's something you can learn how to play. I was kind of teaching that until I got a very small feline visitor here. So this part, play it however you want. We're going to pick through it. That's how I did it before. And I probably should switch to a clean. And make sure the volume's up on the clean. Because if I don't do that, we won't get any volume. That's voluminous enough. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So the story behind that, if you read the description, you already know. And I'm sorry that I'm going to rehash old stuff. But so I moved to Las Vegas with a friend of mine when I was 20. I couldn't do any gambling or anything. The gambling age is like 21. And middle of the night, well, very close to early morning. Several hours, almost 18 hours into the drive, because we drove the whole way in a big giant boat. And I was driving at this time, but the sun was just starting to come up. You couldn't really see it over the horizon or anything yet, but the sky was bluing. And off to my left, I discover that, when we left the daytime prior to this, so we left the day in Oregon, sunset was kind of desert-like. There was still a lot of trees around. We drive through Idaho. We're in Nevada now. Nighttime, the sun's coming up, and holy crap, we're in the middle of a desert. I see bald hills over here, kind of a plateau-looking area. Hill here, hill there, and this purple light hitting it. I've never seen that before, not in person. I'm from Washington State, man. I've just seen rain. But I see this purple light hitting these plateaus, and it's like something you'd see out of a movie. There's like a cloud burst, kind of hanging over the top of it, and I just thought, that's freaking amazing. And it was literally this song that was playing at the time. So there's two Sabotage. We pretty much didn't get along with most of our music tastes, me being kind of thrash and death metal at the time, and Casey being mostly lighter, musics. But this kind of was like, it was okay. So we listened to a bunch of this and some Whitesnake, and we're all right. But between this album and Edge of Thorns was probably the most of the stuff that we listened to. And yeah, that happened like 30 years ago, pretty much this week. So that was pretty neat. I didn't stay there very long. Well, technically neither did Casey. We didn't find a job until we were a bit dry on the cash. But we found one. And we wouldn't have gotten paid for about a month or a month and a half, depending on how things work. All right, 2 weeks until you start. Fine. Your first 2 weeks' pay is withheld. Oh, great. You have to buy your own tools. Oh, there goes the rest of it. We ain't even going to be able to make gas to get to the job site. So, but it was electrician. Yeah, wow, it was something. But yeah, so then there's another one called, what is it, Miles Away? Something like that. Pretty neat. It's got a really neat solo in it. I learned this a while ago. Addie, look up here. Look up here. There you go. Say hey to the peoples. All right. There's my girl. She's a good girl. Anyway, so this tune, though, does have some neat parts to it. Stuff that you don't really hear too often, like the combination of a D major with a B flat. Sounds terrible by itself. But when you do it this way, it sounds out. It isn't. That is. Pardon me. Oh, way out. I'm just going to have to do this. There we go. More than one way is to, the skin a cat. That'll do. Okay, so again, different ways of fingering this. If you wanted to do the proper, you're going to have to lift off to do that. So we don't want to lift off. So that's a way of getting around it. That's it. Or you can do it this way. And that'll be more of almost a classical thing. More of a classical way of fingering it. But, that's kind of neat. The lead is, kind of the most difficult part of it. This whole, That's it. No. Oh, yeah. So this is, it was his first album, or their first album without him. So the whole thing with Handful of Rain was essentially most of the rhythms were done before Alex even, hit the playing field. But they called him up and they were like, hey, we've got, all this stuff. And Alex apparently knew him personally. Actually, Guitar World just had an article about it. And oddly enough, in my research for this, but no, dude, Chris Olivo was great. He's a good guitar player. I would say, for the genre present at the time, for the whole 80s thing, they were definitely doing something a little different than what was, a little more common. I wouldn't really put it in the power metal category, but it's almost more, kind of Broadway, and nobody was doing stuff like that. So definitely unique, very good. And everything he played always was just right. You know, it was right for the music. So yeah, the whole thing with the Sabotage, Handful of Rain, though, again, something completely different, but still touching on, you know, original artistry. The Alex Skolnick, the lead in particular there, that, let's see, well, back to the game. Excuse me. There we go. That whole thing starts off, man. So, if you'll pardon me for a minute, I kind of learned this really, really fast. I'm going to see Yngwie. Oh, hey, Mike. How you been, man? I'm actually going to see him at that show. Yeah. No, I'm going to see him. I'm also seeing King Diamond on the 25th. So, so yeah, I'm chock full of... Oh, hey, and I'm taking my kid to both of them. Well, she's 24. It's not like she's a kid. She's my kid, though, so there you go. But she took me to see Iron Maiden the other year. I can at least take her to see Yngwie, and... It's all right, Mike. You all right, dude? But yeah, if she took me to see Iron Maiden, I can at least take her to see Yngwie and King Diamond. It's the least I can do. So yeah, so notice we're going... Never saw him live. It's a regret I've had for more than 30 years. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And it leads right into the other stuff that I'll be doing, like next week. You know, I'm going to hopefully get another King Diamond cover out, or a Merciful Fate cover, whatever I start work on. But that's the thing. So let's see, back for one more. I can explain this really quickly. I learned this song, the recent cover, The Castle's Burning. I literally learned it like a little bit the night before I put it out, and the rest of it was done that day, meaning the 6th. I learned something, and usually I just kind of go, all right, I've learned it, let's move on. And, you know, it's like mountain climbing. Okay, I've climbed the mountain. Wow, looks great from up here. Let's go. Well, oh, there's another one. Ah. And you just kind of, you know, I don't have a habit anymore of long retention for things that I do in cover, which is kind of funny because usually I wind up doing a bunch of tracks. Like the King Diamond cover I did a week before last, which I've kind of still got memorized because I did them like in 20 tracks each. So it just kept little mistakes that, like that. Like I'd make a little mistake like that and be like, I've wrecked the whole thing. I can't do it. Now, I don't mind making little mistakes, especially like during the leads. You know, if it's good enough for live is kind of my motto for it. And nobody wants to listen to a MIDI recreation. I mean, it's really being played. Yes, a few mistakes will be made here and there, but you know, I don't listen to guitarists that put their best foot forward by doing 1,000 tracks and making sure everything is absolutely note for note indistinguishable from the original. I just don't like it. Might as well listen to the original. I'm glad you can play it. Good for you. But let's hear how you really play. You know? I just think that's more truthful. So as far as this is concerned, which is fantastic. That is we're going down an E minor pentatonic. You know, normally the... Oh, wait, I never finished my thought. I'll get right back to this. But the same day, I was doing a deep dive into some, you know, like Skolnickisms. They actually do have live footage of him playing with it, even though he only toured with them for a little bit. And he does play the solo pretty close to what the album is. So from that, I got a couple of things that I was figuring out with my ear and changed them a little. Like, so after he does this, I was playing the next bit up here. Or excuse me. Nope, he plays that here. And he did put in a... So I put in a... But he did that live, so that's fine. I know he only does that once on the album. Then there's this part here that I figured out. Nope, he plays that up here, so did I. Then, excuse me. Now, literally, we're just going up an E minor pentatonic scale with the exception of an F sharp in here. And that's right back to where we should be, the G. B here. Then we have this nice. Then proceeding down very quickly. E minor again, pentatonic. Following that, now if you listen to it live, it's more like, he really kind of goes nuts with that. Following that is some really, switch to the neck pickup really quick. So. And that's just lovely. I mean, that's really, really great. You can't deny the beauty of it, especially when you're right back over the. He ends it on a third and just kind of, hangs with it. Great stuff. Well, with that out of the way, I mean, unless anybody wants me to kind of hang a little bit on that, I think most of what I played on that, it's not complicated. So, a person that wants to learn that can just really kind of be, picking up on it. But I didn't do anything else with it. Normally, I would have recorded like a video and show everybody how to do it, but no, not this time. We had some folks show up. Okay. So the same camera that I'm using for this is the one I used most of the time. The other camera that I would use other parts of the time is this cell phone. It's a Motorola G5 Power. Another one that I use, nope, not that one. Where'd it go? Well, I used to use this, but that's not it. Anyway, so yeah, cell phones do actually work pretty well if your camera's nice. Here it is, buried down below here. A Google Pixel 7. So that I would put on one of these guys. So I'm covering this part first. I put on like one of these or a smaller one. This is the one I actually used to get the closer up, guitar shot here. Set the Pixel 7 in this and just, filmed that way. Well, a little further back, out of frame, right? So there's that. Okay, so there's a couple of different things that I can use. For one, I use Reaper to record all the audio, and I use my cat's sitting in front of my interface, but it's a Volt 276. It's a decent interface. It's got nice microphone preamps, and it's that's okay. You can ask that anytime you want. These rarely change. So, but there are two variables besides what guitar I'm going to use. So, depending on what it is that I'm doing, and depending on the sounds how long do I want to spend tweaking an EQ, I'm either going to use a real amp, like the last time, and in my case, I didn't add any post effects. I just recorded pretty dry. You can see for instance, you can see the light on over there on my my Bucket Brigade little amp or little delay there, but I didn't use any of that. I did all the EQ and stuff like that in post. And I can tell you the effects that I used if you want. So I can even bring that up, for crying out loud. I saved it. Ha 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 ha. And yes, Reaper's open. So let's go ahead and open that up, and I'll tell you the effects I used. So new project tab, and open that project right here. What did I call it? Oh boy. Oh, I probably call it Castles Burning. Yeah, there it is. I usually have an abbreviation system. So if it's like King Diamond, Amen Belongs to Them, it's KDABTT. And that's it. So, all right. So, right. I think this was... Okay, so that was regular guitar and lead. Okay, so in this... yeah, it was just a little reverb. And I used something called Wider by Infected Mushroom, which is nice. What's that reverb anyway? Give me a second. Oh, Addie, I can't see. Honey girl, I can't see the chat. Skitty, thank you. Any software? Lots of software. Let's go ahead and, you know what? I'm gonna trade some stuff. So there's lots of different ways you can go about doing this, but I think that the best would be let's create something from scratch. New project tab, and let me turn off the delay here. To give you an idea. So I'm still running a compressor, an amp, the EVH lunchbox over here, but I've got others, and that's the whole point. So let's see here. Screen share. There it is. All right, so I'm here. Hi. And what you see here before you is a brand new Reaper session. If I was going to record right now, it's going to be a little weird, so I'm not actually going to go ahead and hit record. Well, why not? I hit record. I don't know what that's going to do with you guys, but I'm doing it. And I would set it up to record on input 2 because that's my guitar input. It's also the guitar input if I'm running it like I'm doing right now is an SM57 into input 2. And that's literally how you guys are hearing my guitar. So on the acoustic, I was using literally this microphone, which is a V67G from MXL. Very cheap, very good sound. And there's another one that I like to use, but I haven't had an opportunity to really use it yet, is this. This is a R144. It's a ribbon mic. And the reason why I haven't gotten a chance to use it is because my interface is very picky. If I use phantom power, it phantom powers both. And phantom power is just a 48-volt current over the circuit. If you engage that, there's a problem because you'll blow up that microphone, but not these two because these run off phantom power. What do you know? So you can actually run the 57 without it. It's just really low if you do. Anyway, so let's go ahead and hit the effects. So on all things, I've got a noise gate going in no matter what, and the noise gate is almost always set to just that. And the next Noise Katana, for the money, and it's free, is the best noise gate out there, period, end of statement. I'm going to high-five my cat's foot. There we go, kitty. Oh. You good girl. Look at you. Thank you for pressing shift. What a nice cat. Anyway, the very next thing, let's say I'm not going to use a real amp. Let's say I'm going to use a fake amp. I got a better idea. Hold on a second. I'll give you a general idea of what a fake amp looks like. Should close that project. I like free software too. I've got some that aren't. I have Neural DSP's Plenty plugin and the Plenty X. That was free to me because I bought the Plenty. So that's probably the best all-around sounding amp I've really kind of ever played through. There's others out there as well, and they're free, so that's good. But this is why I wanted to open this one. So a while ago, do you remember I recorded a cover of Amorphous? It was back in January, and I forget the name, but of Rich and Poor, that was it. I guess I don't really forget the name. Open the project, and I think I have that in here. I may have saved it. I may not have. I probably should have, but I've got lots of stuff in here. Over the Moon, Out of Water, Shadow of Time. Wait a minute. Covers. Let's go there. So there's my system right there of Rich and Poor. So I don't know how much of this is or is not going to find. No, I don't want to save that project. Go ahead and open it though. This is good. Because every single thing I used in here is free. 100%. And I've got links to all of it in that video. And so if you like what you hear, which you're not going to hear through here because I'm hooked up with my real amp right now. And at some point, it's going to actually I'm pretty sure it's actually going to open up. But the reason why I want it to is because it's like stacked full of stuff. Every single thing. There we go. Very cool. Let's go for, there's the original track right there. And you know what is fun about that original track of And Rich and Poor? Just like with Sabotage and all that, I actually bought the CDs. I ripped them. They're really mine. Fun stuff. So, Addie, you're really not helping me here. She's just standing like right in front of the screen. So, and she likes the mouse. What a good kitty. So let me see here. Which one is this? I probably should name these tracks, but oh well. I think this was the lead track. So that's the one that's got some volume fluctuations. Let's take a look at that. So where did that open? There we go. All right. So right here, I don't know how well you can see this, but essentially this is the EQ curve I used. We got the G-tune very, very first off, followed by the Noise Katana, which is in everything. This is a microphone preamp that I use to kind of add a little bit of texture to the sound. Isn't what it, I would say that it caused it to be a little more analog sounding. Then there's this, which I also used, which kind of effectively gives it the same kind of thing. But, you know, I was also working with a Lundgren M6, and so I was trying to tame that and make it more vintage sounding. So I thought this probably gave it a little bit of an edge to do that. This is the amp that I used. Going into another EQ of sorts. Following that, an EQ graphic. This is the big one. So I literally used, for this one, just 2 different IRs that were completely free. I've got it. Well, no, actually, this wasn't completely free. I lied. I'm sorry. I used the Governor and Manowar for this. So both of those are Eminence speakers, and they're exactly what I have in that cabinet. So I already know what they sound like, and I got to tell you though, the IRs don't really sound like them. It's not even an approximation. They sound good. It's not bad at all, but it doesn't sound like it. What you see below it were free here. Oh wait, no, these are off. I didn't use those. Ha! I did use free ones. That's it. So I got the Red Giant pack down here. Those are free. Red Giant number 6, and that's dialed in just a little bit. And above that is the Engel 2022 V30 57, it's an SM57 mic, and a 440 mic. Same thing. Those were a giveaway on Glenn Fricker's channel. And you can still get them. They're still available. And if you can't get them, I'll send them to you. So these are the 2 best. They actually, those right there sound a lot more like these than the ones that I bought to sound like these sound. It's because they're just alive. They're really, really good. Going on, and let me kind of do this so I can see things. Insofar as the other track is concerned, there might... and the delay. It's a very good delay. Everything, again, every single plug-in there is free. And it's every single thing you're seeing here is what I used to recreate the sounds that you heard on that Amorphous record, or at least for that one track. And it was pretty good. You know, your results may vary depending on, you know, what pickup you're working with at the time. Let's go to here, and you'll notice it's pretty much exactly the same, except I changed the amp. No, I didn't. I changed something somewhere. Something's different. Wait a minute. All right, if I move it over here, yeah, I literally just used 2 Oh, no. There it is. All right, so this guy, what's on that? There's where the difference is. So this would be our rhythm track. Same all the way through. Slight differences, not much. Same amp. But this one has the Azurite multi-voice chorus, which gives it that nice chorusy sound that you hear in the weird solo in that. So you'll have delay again, and the wider. Wider's great. Don't overuse it. It's very easily abused. Anything over 45% is probably going to be overkill. But if you get it, you'll see it yourself. But yeah, again, every single one of these are free. Like 100% free. And if I kept, I don't know if I did, but this one might be interesting. No, I don't want to save that. No. So let's see here. This is the one that I'm really looking forward to getting done. It's finished the recording of it. It's got to rebuild all the peaks, but still, look at all those tracks. Look at that. I recorded that back in June. 23 total. All of them are ready to go. Now, what is it? What could it possibly be? I mean, if you actually are reading this at the top, it tells you what it is, but nevertheless, lots and lots of guitar. And so many textures, so many layers. I just have to mix it and then pair all the video with it. And man, I gotta do that. That has to happen, and has to happen soon. Otherwise, nobody's going to see it by the time I want it to be seen. You know, before the end of next month. So let's see here. Open a new project tab once again, and this time we're going to open a... And this Reaper is not free, by the way. Reaper is like 60, 70 bucks. But it's worth every penny. It's absolutely great. So, Hungry... Hey, my Hungry track from what is that? From T-Bomb Guitar. I did like a co-op with him. So then there's instructional video, Mondays, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was thinking about doing Damage Incorporated. Let's see. Kimmy Kill. Yeah, we all know I did that one. Let's see. Them. That's a good one. You guys really should see my cat. She's watching every time I move this stuff. Well, I think it's cute. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of cats. What's going on, Savannah? And my dog's now coming over here, too. No? Nothing? Okay, we're good. Yeah, Sepultura. So, if you're not familiar with that, maybe I ought to put the link to it in the chat, because I did a cover with T-Bomb. And, by the way, subscribe to T-Bomb, because if you don't, I mean, you need to. Let's see here. Yeah, let me go find that real fast. It was a good cover. Let's see here. That would have been a while back. Last year. Not really. I think it was March. So it's still a while back. Metaphor. We're getting closer. John Cage. What do we have? February. Oh, that would have been back over here. And, yep, new collaboration. And right there. Copy. So, alright, gents. Enjoy this one. Oops. Hit it. So, I don't know if you can see links or not, but there it is. So, oh, you did saw that. Yes, yes. Yes, you're hungry, exactly. Boy, I missed my delay. Anyway, oh yeah, what was I was gonna open something. See if it's there. Oh yeah, I remember. Open project. And it was Steal Away the Night. And no, it doesn't look like I saved it. I'm gonna have to let my dog out, folks. She's 9 now, and I don't like accidents. All right, kitty, come on. Come on, puppy. Come on, I'll let you out. Hold on. Don't forget the bark to let me know you get back in. Go back. Hello, my cats. All right, I'm turning that thing back on, though. I like my delay. It thickens things up, makes it nice. I see lots of stuff here. Well, here's Survive. That's nice. I've done that one. There was Insanity. That's a good one. But let's see. What do I have in here? Oh, yeah, that's a bunch of free stuff, too. So this guy, you want to get that. That's completely free. Very, very good. Let's see. What else do I have in here? Dr. Drive. So it's kind of like a boost. You definitely want to use that as well. Very cool stuff. Let's see. This is a free amp, but I didn't like it, so I didn't engage it. And this is a free IR player from, well, NAT IR, but from STL Tones as well. Now, the STL Tone stuff, I have used that in the past. When I did the Aces High cover with T-Bomb again, we used that, and I thought that the Marshall sounds that it had were pretty authentic and pretty good. So we definitely had a lot of stuff, and I was paying for it at the time. So there you go. I'm not paying for it now because it just can't match some of the other stuff that I've got, like Real Amp and a couple of other VSTs. Like this free one here, that one, I can kind of get any of the Marshall sounds that I want out of it. So I'm not saying, I'm not at all, I'm not saying, because I'm kind of a collector, I'm not saying only get this. This is all you'll ever need. No. But it's very, very good. My Randy Rhoads sounds, let's just, for instance, let me kill that. Oops, kill all that. Don't worry, I've got it saved. Let's add an effects chain. And under here, I've got tons of different stuff. But Randy Rhoads, like, oh, here's the Sepultura effects chains. But the Maidens, that kind of stuff. Tone of Tones. Weird. Which is actually spelled wired. Pink Floyd chain. Mega Stew. That's my sound I made for a friend of mine. Oh, what the heck was it? Oh, yeah, Randy Rhoads again with chorus. So, Randy Rhoads, Dr. Drive, in the house. There's a analog chorus from Nimbrini Audio. Nimbrini makes a whole lot of good free stuff. There's these, again, and you're noticing these guys are going to go everywhere. I pretty much only use these IRs, like ever. They're great. Valhalla Supermassive is like the awesome delay of choice. Holy crap, there's like no equal. and it's 100% free. So, but this amp again makes another appearance. But this is a very effective, like Randy Rhoads live sound. And I'm kind of pissed about this because I had to recreate it. I'm not so good at finding and importing from other computers. When I did the Steal Away the Night cover with the like perfect Randy Rhoads sound for live purposes, that one went to the living room, and I have not found it and then ported it over here. I had to kind of recreate it. So, and that's why I've got 3 of them. I only need 1, but that's that. Anyway, that's how I do it. I put the original track in here, and you'll see over here the original track itself, wherever it may be seated. I don't put it at the very beginning because that gives you no time to wind up. Usually I'm going to line up like this. I'm going to get it kind of close in like so, and so when I start playing it, I can see where it, whoa, go back. You can see where it just kind of kicks off, and normally this is wide open, so you know you'd be able to see it a little bit better. But when it kicks off, and you know I can see that it's going to kick off right there. Hit play, and by the time that head hits, I can just start going. Yeah. So you know, ooh, there's that delay. Good stuff. Anyway, the delay really good for your sound. But yeah. So going on with it, yeah, put that a little away. And then there's matters of mixing it and stuff like that. So you see everything's kind of turned down kind of low over here. I'm going to guess where I'm at because there's a cat in front of the I literally can't. There's a cat right there. So, but so this right here, you know, notice everything's kind of turned low in the mix. That's because I'm using a limiter and a compressor. So that which is also free and it's like the best on the market. It's called limiter number 6, and I am literally using the preset master number 2. For this, and it works great. Just set everything below 10 dB, and this thing will pretty much take care of everything else. You mix it how you want it to be, and I like my guitars to be about 3 dB higher than the original signal, which isn't much, but it's enough to make sure that you know it's me, and that's the whole point. There's other things that you should know as well. So when it comes down to like lead sections, a lot of times if I want to get a similar sound but not the same sound, and I don't want to have to mess with like volume things, if I go like this, I can input little, you know, dots and dashes here, for instance, and I can, you know, turn up the gain way up here, or, you know, turn it down again. And that's a bit of automation setup. You can do the same thing with panning. But to do it the easy way, and this is the easy way, you just drop it in a second track that's louder. Simple. Really simple. But if you can see here, I recorded the whole thing in one go. Whole thing. So all I did was pop that part into a second track, which is easy to do. There's this function called S splits, you know. So click the track that you want, where you want it. Let's say I wanted to go from here to here. So just click here, S, click here, S, you know, move that down. Done. Easy as pie. Now I'm definitely not going to save that. And this is something I've been working on. I've actually been writing music lately. Anybody want to hear it? It's been weird. That wasn't it. I'm just goofing off. This does have a very nice, clear sound. I've always liked that. You know, it's just clear and bright. Very nice. No, so be prepared to have your brains splattered about the countryside. Let's do a Vaporwave Camel in the City at Dusk. That's actually kind of nice, but it's going to surprise you. It doesn't sound like metal at all. Call this a debut. I can even talk you through it. Big wind up with the bass. so forth. Does that for a while, and yes, there's a background voice there, like you're in a hallway at an airport, probably. You're concentrating on something else. Used this guitar. No. Yellow Washburn back there. A little different tuning. There we go. So I can demonstrate on this different tuning, essentially. Very easy to do. You just kind of keep going back and forth between those for a couple. And the last one, so it's kind of a 3 times around thing. Well, and so forth. And then you just repeat that one time. Then it's going to kick into this nice little... type of thing. It's kind of neat. It's, again, a Vaporwave Camel in the City of Dusk. These are just seed ideas. Let's open that up. Actually, that was on my list to talk about, seed ideas. Oh, I don't have band practice this week. Is there any interest in the stream on Wednesday night? I've only got 3 of these to go, by the way, after this. And it's just about ready to kick off. F. Play this 1 fret higher and it's weird. Repeat. So yes, Kirk can chill. But Kirk also has some other stuff. It essentially does the same thing again. There is a different one, though, which may be interesting to some, maybe not. Hey, Addie, can I get in here, please? Thanks, girlie. I know. Thanks, girl. Oh, what a nice kitty. Oh, where the heck did it go? Oh, missed opportunity. This is dumb, but fun. It's kind of opathy in one section.
Sup, said my friend John. I don't know. What's up with you?
I was told this is kind of like Frank Zappa meets Black Sabbath. Frank Sabbath?
So I'm asking him if he has any lyrics about it so I can incorporate it. He believes that someone already made a song about it. Missed opportunity.
And now the chorus. You're hearing me sing. I don't sing.
It's a miss opportunity.
And it's just the happiest little thing in the world after that.
Maybe they're bees. They're friendly.
Anything else in there? Oh, yes. Neat little song called Band Practices. And I start talking about bees, and I'm not sure if they're going to sting me or not. Band Practices. Actually, that's got a great guitar solo in it, so I'll play that one. I think it's a great guitar, so So yeah, the thing about these is they're little pitches to the group that I'm playing with. Well, how about this? You want to develop this? Very common guitar sounds out of this. I do play a little faster later. I have to. It's me. That's the Plenty plugin, by the way. I mean, now how can you not like that? Something like, oh, with this thing muted, it's not going to sound at all. There we go. Something like that. Fun stuff. So, you know, back home now. His finger's happy with some tension. I have not been resting on my laurels, though. For I have purchased, I'm just not sure which guitar is going to get them yet, a set of strings that will allow me to go ahead and tune to drop C. So when Sister comes back at some point and says, hey, something about In Flames tuned to drop C, I'll be like, let me get this guitar. So this also prepares me for the future. This will do lower tuned D type of standard stuffs pretty okay. The lower you go, the thicker you should have your strings. I mean, not necessarily the you know, I'm going to play it with a low 75 and, you know, essentially have a bass string on my low. Nothing like that. But, you know, I do have a problem hearing really low sounding stuffs. So I can't go that low. But I can still go back and do some death covers. Coming soon to a theater near you. Yeah, so the band is decidedly not metal. It's all right. It does allow me to you know, kind of portray an aspect of my playing that doesn't often see the light of day. I hope you enjoyed that. That's Microphone Scratches by Addie. Very good kitty. So she's actually, her name is spelled ADD, but we pronounce it Addie. What a cat. All right, so let's go back to me. And it's me again. Hi, guys. How you doing tonight? So... So yeah, I never finished my story. Back last Friday it was. I got that thing up, and it was done, and it's time to sleep. Wake up the next day, go out and get wood for the guitar. But I had a buddy come up from Arizona that I haven't seen in like 2 years, with his affianced, fiance, and her family, and it's basically just time to get together and meet everybody. So on Saturday, we essentially saw him Friday night, but Saturday, went out, hung out all day, after the, purchase of the wood. And then, the next day, Sunday, there was a barbecue. So I went to that big family affair. I saw his mom. I haven't seen her in like 20 years. It's been a long time. Last time she saw me with my kid, and my kid was like this tall. So now my kid's all grown up. It's pretty amazing. Time goes by. Good stuff. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, any questions, requests? You want me to go over, exact recording chains or anything like that? And yeah, you can ask that at any time. I actually think that I recorded something about that once. I'm not sure if I actually made it public or not. Actually, you know what? You don't know what. I'm going to tell you. Going back to clean. Oh, cash cow's not plugged in. The Plumes. Plumes has a delightful overdrive effect sound thing. Loud as hell, but... Just good stuff. So, yeah. So, dude, is there anything you want to request? Yeah. I think that you may have actually requested one time a Death Angel tune. I'm not quite sure if that was you. And if you did, it's been over a year, and I'm sorry that I haven't done it yet. But, you know, life happens. That's interesting. It's a bunch of unisons, but it's essentially like going. So like in fours. Comes out faster and easier that way. Ah, why not? Or you can always do the Reb Beach style of tapping, which is pretty much just finishing, you know, what you start. 3-note per string scale, for instance. That's pretty much it. You just kind of get a different effect out of it. I'm sure you could do it with one hand, but why? It sounds neat. You can do things. It's fun. Not in the same key. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's essentially what I was doing in the last track. Not the last track. Track before the last track. The one with the bees. So I learned from Kirk Hammett a long time ago, not personally, of course, but that it's better to have a kind of a lower gain setting for your leads. I'm kind of with them on that. A lower gain just allows the guitar to be a little more expressive. If you're just going, you know, kill, kill, kill all the time, yeah, it's something everybody else has heard before. You can be a little more dynamic, you know, lower your gain just a little bit and let the shine through. So, yeah. Softness. You cannot get away with that with an amp that's, you know, full on, almost clean, but not quite. Hit it hard and it's not broken up. Volume, knob helps out a lot if it's still kind of got a little bit of a shimmer to it. Still a little clean. And when you don't want it to, you can make it roar. It's pretty neat. Well, short stream tonight, I think. But I am available Wednesday night, so if you think Wednesday might be a very, decent day to do it, I'm probably going to be beat out of my mind. I got to actually wake up an hour early to make sure that somebody is hooked up with a cell phone. Yeah, I'm in charge of phones now at the company that I work for, and that's actually kind of got me hopping a little bit. A lot more than it used to. So beforehand, it was like, all right, make training videos, make this, make that, do editing, write scripts, help write scripts, stuff like that. Now it's a little more involved. And I've also got a database to install. So I wear many of these. Got a database to help finish installing on Wednesday as well. So not only do I get to get up early, I got to actually have a thinking cap on most of the day. But I get to get off work earlier, which means I could probably start streaming just a hair earlier too. That would be good. Funny thing about diminished, you can go anywhere you want with it. There are common and traditional ways of doing things diminished to like minor or major. Very common. It's another one. But you can take it anywhere. It doesn't matter, because diminished is diminished. You can do whatever you want with it. It's a very malleable thing. Normal, do it again. You've just modulated. What do you know? How about again, do this one to here, just to show how much of a difference this can make. Doesn't sound too out of key, does it? Same root after all. That's way out. Very cool. And ready to go back to something like A if you wanted to. Hello, Addie. Well, she is just really pining for the lap today, I think. If you're wondering where Hopper is, he's... Addie, you're such a cute cat. It's also seen in a death video that I think that I covered a long time ago. So, oh gosh, I think that was Trapped in a Corner. But, yeah, Hopper's over there on his little shelf. Not happy that he can't be the one on the lap today. Addie's a jealous girl. She'll hiss at him. She doesn't like him. Well, doesn't like him when he's near me. Such is life. You have cats. That's the thing. But these are the only two cats that really listen to you when you tell them N-O and G-E-T-D-O-W-N. Oh, yeah. When my wife and I only speak English. And when we had our child, and this is kind of a smart thing. If you want to do something and have somebody who can't really spell yet not understand what you're saying, you can spell-thewhole-thing until she starts to understand what you're saying. So, and it worked pretty well for a while. So, yeah, it was pretty neat. So, but if I tell her N-O, and she doesn't understand that, she'll actually stop doing what she's doing. If I say G-E-T-D-O-W-N, she'll actually stop and literally G-E-T-D-O-W-N. But, jumped right out of key. Should have done diminished first. I suppose that's it. Well, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Appreciate your time, and definitely appreciate the chatting. Hopefully I'll see you guys either Wednesday or next week. Be well out there. And do take care. And play faster. Definitely faster and better than I have. I haven't played guitar all weekend. Night.